ladis, no anar, not even a cool jhadi. This year, Delhi and NCR region won't be able to burst crackers on Diwali. The Supreme Court has made it clear that only green crackers can be used in Delhi NCR this year.
Today, the Supreme Court has refused to modify or alter in any which way its original judgment, which pretty much encompasses all the crackers which are presently manufactured and in circulation. They're all high emission crackers. So indirectly, they do come within the ban, within the purview of the ban for bursting of crackers.
But if there aren't any green crackers available in the country, what will the citizens of Delhi do?
सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने 8 से 10 आप पटाखे जला सकते हैं, तो कहाँ कौन चेक करेगा ग्रीन है या वो रेड है या क्या? क्रैकर्स तो क्रैकर्स हैं।
सुप्रीम कोर्ट है जो वो सबसे बड़ा न्यायालय है, उसको ये देखना चाहिए कि इतना टाइम तो मिले क्यों ग्रीन पटाखे बन सके। आप अचानक से 15 दिन 20 दिन पहले चीज़ें नहीं उपलब्ध करा सकते हो।
15 डेज में ना तो मैन्युफैक्चर बना सकता है ना आपके पास आ सकते हैं, इम्पॉसिबल।
हमारी सेंट्रल पोल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड 41 टीमें फील्ड में भेज रही हैं और वो हर रोज जो है फील्ड में जाएंगी। दिल्ली में जाकर हम कहां पर पोल्यूशन पैदा होने वाला कारण है, वो कारण जो है दिल्ली सरकार के अधिकारियों को बताते हैं।
The Supreme Court has put the onus of implementing the cracker ban on the police. Mirror now asks, will Delhi NCR have a cracker-free Diwali this year? Can the police ensure the enforcement of the Supreme Court's ban on crackers? Let's debate.
Well, today there was a run for unity that took place in the city of Delhi, where, from what we understand from Delhi police sources, that between 4,000 and 5,000 children ran in the run for unity. There are visuals on your screen. This happened early this morning. The doctors have made it very, very clear that you shouldn't be running or walking in Delhi when the AQI is as bad as it is. But somehow the Delhi police and the government thought it was fit to organize a run on a day like today. Having said that, the Supreme Court has decided to take tough decisions, even if the government won't. Firecrackers are entirely banned in the city of Delhi. Entirely banned. You will not be able to buy, to sell, or use firecrackers through this Diwali in Delhi. That's where it stands right now. The question is, will the government be able to implement? Because it wasn't able to do a very good job last year. Joining me on the show, Charu Pragya, leader with the BJP, Kavita Ashok, Citizen Voice, A.L. Banerjee, former DGP Uttar Pradesh, Naveen Chadwa is the president, Mumbai Thane District Fireworks Dealers Association, Sujay Kantawala is a senior lawyer, Richa Pandey is a spokesperson for the Aam Aadmi Party. I welcome you to this conversation and thank you for joining us. My first question now to the member of the BJP who joins us. Do you believe that the government and the Delhi police, particularly that reports to the Home Ministry, will be able to implement this Supreme Court order, blanket ban on firecrackers in Delhi? Charu Pragya, go ahead. Okay, Charu Pragya will join us in a little while. Sujay Kantawala, the question to you. Will the government be able to implement this now? A blanket ban should be much easier because green crackers are not available. So there's no question of going out to check.
You see, the court orders are to be implemented, and it is for the government and all the agencies connected to the government to come in aid to implement the Supreme Court judgment. Now, I also appreciate the stand that there was a stock which was already manufactured, and there is one line of thought that says that you didn't give us enough time because the judgment has just come and we are just on the edge of Diwali. But you have to understand one thing, that this is poison and crackers are not associated with the religion, because Diwali is a festival of lights. Thousands of years back, when it was celebrated, it was a festival of lights. So there cannot be a mix-up on that score. So I feel that the court order, there should be maximum effort to implement the order. And I think we should progress towards a complete ban of crackers throughout India. Because any medical journal, if you see, or even common sense, the hazardous chemicals that go into the manufacture of these crackers is completely harmful and poisonous to all of us. And one cannot say with the utmost respect that if I burst a cracker which is not coming into the category of green cracker just outside the border of NCR, obviously the smoke is going to travel and the debris is going to travel across that line which you're drawing, the imaginary line. So I feel that the time has come now for citizens. And when there was this endangered species campaign to stop poaching, they said when the buying stops, the killing will. So if we as citizens come together collectively and realize that we are actually burning our money, and for what? There is absolutely zero return. In fact, the return you are getting is just pollution. Then perhaps we won't see these drastic and horrible images of people wearing masks and children suffering from asthma and all that.
Right, very well said, Sujay Kantawala. Mr. A.L. Banerjee, former DGP Uttar Pradesh. This is the NCR region which will involve, parts of Uttar Pradesh and parts of Haryana as well. Is it implementable, or what will the police have to do differently this year because they weren't able to do it last year?
You see, this is not a new problem. This has been there since 2017 when these three children went to court seeking an order banning crackers because of pulmonary diseases, because of environmental problems and various other things. We have to look at it from a very different angle. There is an order of the Supreme Court and the police has a huge role in trying to implement it. Now, the thing is that in Delhi, it is controlled by the Commissioner of Police or rather the Delhi Police, and the sales of these things has to be under certain licenses. Now, if large-scale sales are stopped, then by and large this issue will be taken care of as far as the Delhi region is concerned because it's primarily urban. However, in the NCR region where you have Gurgaon and Ghaziabad and some other areas, Noida, etc., the situation will be different because they have very large rural areas. We will be able, the police will definitely be able to implement the Supreme Court order as far as, and of course the local authorities put together, the sale of crackers, large scale sale of crackers, like in every year, there are huge markets which are established. That can be stopped, but the use of crackers or getting them and using them, burning them beyond the time limit, beyond the 2 hours they are saying, may not be actually possible. So this is an order which can be implemented substantially, but not fully.
Well, this is a visual that we're showing you right now. This is of a cracker shop in Delhi that's put out a notice saying, according to the Supreme Court, we can only sell green crackers which are currently not available in the market, which is why we can't serve you at this time. We hope to serve you as soon as possible. Naveen Charwa, a full blanket ban on the NCR region. Do you believe this will hurt business because it's possible the material that has already been manufactured and sold to distributors can be moved to other parts of the country? So this is actually right now an order from the Supreme Court that doesn't particularly hurt anybody.
Hello.
हाँ नवीन जी, मेरी सवाल आपसे ये है कि अभी अगर कोई ऐसा क्रैकर मैन्युफैक्चर करके दिल्ली एनसीआर में आ गई है, वो बाकी देश में बिक सकता है, लेकिन दिल्ली एनसीआर में पूरी अभी बैन है, तो ट्रेडर्स एसोसिएशन के से क्या रिस्पॉन्स है इसके?
एक्चुअली ट्रेडर्स लोगों ने 2015 से लेके अभी तक फायरवर्क्स परचेज करना उनको अलाउड ही नहीं था, क्योंकि दिल्ली के अंदर जो फायरवर्क्स पे था उधर बैन था ना एक्चुअल, तो उन्होंने कहा नया माल परचेज किया, उनके पास तो जुना ही स्टॉक है जो है वो। हेलो, दिल्ली एनसीआर के अंदर नया माल का परचेज अलाउड ही नहीं है, वहाँ पे तो 1 नवंबर तक के लिए सुप्रीम कोर्ट का बैन था एक्चुअली, तो वहाँ पे तो उन्होंने नया माल परचेज किया ही नहीं है, तो ग्रीन क्रैकर वहाँ आने का सवाल ही नहीं आता है।
हाँ, तो क्या ये इस साल का बैन नवीन चढ़वा जी पूरी तरह इम्प्लीमेंट हो पाएगी कि दिल्ली के लोगों को इस साल अलाउड ही नहीं है?
पूरी तरह इम्प्लीमेंट नहीं हो सकता।
क्यों?
हाँ, एक्चुअली दिल्ली एनसीआर के लिए तो नया क्रैकर्स आया ही नहीं है, लेकिन पूरे हिंदुस्तान के अंदर बाकी जो राज्य है उसके अंदर जो फायरवर्क्स 22 तारीख तक जो बने हैं पैसों के अंदर और रूल्स के हिसाब से, तो वो फायर क्रैकर्स तो सभी स्टेटों में है और वो फायरवर्क्स को तो बेचने के लिए सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने आज अलाउड भी किया है। तो वो फायरवर्क्स पे तो कोई बैन नहीं है, पैसों के थ्रू जितने भी बना है वो माल बिक सकता है।
Charu Pragya of the BJP, will the government be able to implement this order?
Hello.
Hello.
Will the government be
Faye, I lost
able
your
to?
voice. Could you repeat your question, please?
Will the government be able to implement this order?
So the government has no choice but to try and implement the order now. And I believe for the greater good of Delhi and for the greater good of all the people living in and around Delhi, we have to find a way to implement this order. This doesn't mean to say that Diwali should not be celebrated. We should just celebrate Diwali in a more responsible manner. When we look at the kind of chemicals which are being released in the air, when we look at the after effects of Diwali, the effect this has on asthmatic patients, young children which are not even able to breathe clean air, animals who are hiding for cover. I think all in all it's a good thing to regulate it a little bit, and then if we can try and control pollution, we should do everything we can.
Well, so tell me this, Charu Pragya, when the BJP leader Chintamani Malviya actually goes out to say that the Supreme Court verdict on firecrackers is unacceptable and it resembles what used to happen in this country during the Mughal era. Please explain to me, what is the official stand of the BJP as far as this Supreme Court order is concerned?
You know, Faye, I don't think an official statement has been made, and possibly the leader you are speaking about has made this statement in his personal capacity.
Okay, so let me just remind you one thing. Charu Pragya, there is, when you are in public life, there is no such thing as a personal capacity. Everyone who speaks on behalf of a party speaks on behalf of a party. So I'm not asking you for your personal capacity view at this point. I want to know what is the BJP's view, and if that is the BJP's view, if what you've just told us is the BJP's view, why are people like this making statements that are going to upset citizens?
A party is made up of many individuals, and a lot of them will have contradictory views, and I have made my views very clear. I'm quite certain the party feels the same way. We have to be responsible citizens first. We have to be responsible in governance first, and only then we can come on to other things.
So could you tell me what is the party's
air quality
official view
of Delhi? The party has not. Hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, I don't think an official statement has come out from the party, and all the leaders are speaking on behalf of the party. And I was just adding to my point over here, the air quality in Delhi is a combination of a lot of issues. It cannot just be air crackers, you know, it is stubble burning, it is going to be the speed of the wind in Delhi, it is going to be the geographical location of Delhi, which is in an indent. It is many things which come together and cause this problem. The only way to solve this problem is to apply every single solution we have, including controlling bursting of firecrackers. This is not an absolute ban.
Banning. This is an absolute ban.
Yes.
This is an absolute ban. In the Delhi-NCR region, you have to implement an absolute ban. What makes you think this is not a complete ban?
Between 8 to 10 firecrackers can be burst.
Not in the Delhi-NCR region, Charu. Not in the Delhi-NCR region.
Hello?
Charu Pragya, leader of the BJP, according to the Supreme Court,
yes,
there will be no crackers burst in Delhi-NCR at all this year. Not a small one, not a tall one, not a big one, not a laddi, not a fulchari, nothing. Zero. Nothing. There will be no crackers in the Delhi-NCR region at all. Now that I've given you the news, how will you implement it?
The implementation is to come from the police stations. That is what the Supreme Court order says. But an absolute ban is on firecrackers emitting harmful chemicals beyond a point. Green
That's all of them.
firecrackers will hopefully be made available sooner or later.
No, Charu Pragya, green
And
firecrackers
then it is
don't
all right
exist
to
in
use
our
them and
market
burst
and
them.
hence cannot be made available. This is what we were talking about from the beginning of the show. For our viewers who've just joined us, there is no such thing as a green cracker in our market right now. It's not going to be made available in the next 10 days before Diwali, which means that there will be no crackers in Delhi. Richa Pandey of the Aam Aadmi Party, how will the Aam Aadmi Party implement this order?
First of all, Faye, this is a great order, and unlike last year when Supreme Court gave this order of banning crackers on Diwali just 2 days before Diwali, this time they have done, I think, 7 days in advance. Having said that, it's a good order because we all know that we will be bursting firecrackers in a very, very highly poisonous atmosphere. And implementation of this ban across the country and specifically in Delhi is going to be a tough task, but I still have a ray of hope because we have seen in the last few years children and school-going children, youth campaigning against burning firecrackers. So there is a change in behavior, and through this platform of yours, I would like to take this opportunity and appeal to youth that we should refrain from burning firecrackers because it adds to the pollution. But I also have one point to make here, which you were mentioning right now, that certain BJP spokespersons or leaders are going against the Supreme Court decision. Just like Manoj Tiwari in his personal capacity flouted the sealing order and went ahead and opened the gates of a dairy which was sealed. Similarly, last year also we saw that many BJP workers and leaders bursted firecrackers, they purchased and distributed firecrackers in Delhi. So this time when Delhi police is with them, it is going to be a difficult thing, and let's see how they walk this two-edged sword, where one side of BJP is officially saying no, we want to abide by the rule of the land, but the other side is trying to make it a Hindu versus others kind of a system, which is very scary. And I appeal to everybody to see for themselves, and citizens of Delhi and NCR are intelligent enough and they will be abiding by the
all right.
of the land.
So tell me, Richa Pandey, what is the Delhi government doing to help implement this order? What steps are you taking right now?
Right. So as per the EPCA, today I saw their press release also, EPCA and the GRAP has involved all the agencies, which includes the state governments also, and Delhi government is one of the factors, and we are doing we are taking all the steps. For example, banning of the diesel vehicles, DG sets, and so many others, closing down of the power plants, and so many other steps which every year we take, and this year also we have taken. We have judiciously attended all the meetings and implemented from our point of view, from our stand, and wherever we could possibly escalate.
All right,
we have
Charu
escalated
Pragya,
the
go
stubble
ahead.
burning well in advance. Way back in August,
I just wanted to clarify about one thing. Aam Aadmi Party has made a statement that you are going to ban all private vehicles also on the roads.
All right, Charu Pragya, let me clarify that. 1 second. That statement did not come from... One second. The statement did not come from the Aam Aadmi Party. That statement came from the committee that was appointed by the Supreme Court to take decisions when things hit a certain level. This is neither central government nor Aam Aadmi Party. This is a court-appointed committee and a board that has said that by the 10th of November, if things don't improve, they will take the tough decision of asking private cars off the road. Kavita Ashok is our citizen voice. Kavita Ashok, how important is it for the government to be serious about implementing this order?
You know, after listening to everyone, I think it's already too late in the day. Like, the government's waking up very late. Whatever they're planning to implement now should have been done 6 months back. And for the environment, it's a project which needs to be worked out throughout the year. We cannot 10 days before Diwali come up with schemes and try to implement them in a harsh manner on the citizens. I understand it's a very important festival for India, Diwali, and people like to celebrate it the traditional way. But because the consequences now are so dire, and we don't want, I live in Delhi, we don't want our children going to hospitals next day to Diwali. We've all stopped going for morning walks, and today we had this rally. So it's beyond the understanding of a common man or common citizens in Delhi-NCR. What is happening? It seems out of control of the government. It seems out of control of the state and the central government. And I don't know what is the bifurcation of the green cracker and the regular cracker. It's become quite a mess, Faye, and trust me, truly, as a citizen, I'm saying I'm quite disappointed the way it's been dealt with. And the final word, I would say, it's too late. With 1 week before Diwali, how can you come up with so many rules and regulations? And of course, now it's only, I think, as citizens, we have to step in and take the onus of not bursting crackers and saving our children from this nonsense that's going to come up after Diwali, if somebody even dares to go and burst crackers.
All right, I'm opening this up now.
Law-abiding citizens, listen to the Supreme Court.
I'm opening this up now to the entire panel. Sujay Kantawala, initially when we had this conversation, you were part of the show, we felt it was too complicated. But at least for the NCR region, it's not complicated at all. And we have Mr. Banerjee who said it's not complicated. Check all the cars that are coming into the NCR region. Don't allow anybody to bring in any firecrackers. Don't allow anybody to sell any firecrackers. The problem will be solved. Sujay, but how do we solve the problem of people who have firecrackers already in their houses?
Yeah, in fact, one of the co-panelists just said that perhaps a lot of traders have got pre-2015 stock still lying with them. So there is already seems to be an attempt to somehow or the other circumvent or create hurdles in implementation of the Supreme Court order. And therefore, I feel that all the citizens should realize what is good for them, what is good collectively for the society, and ultimately realize that if the cracker is burst in one house, the smoke is going to travel all over. The residue is going to enter our water.
Yes.
And this is ultimately going to harm all of us. So, therefore, one has to, there is a very interesting article written by a very eminent doctor in the Mumbai newspaper, that there are certain very harmful chemicals like arsenic, etc., which go and embed themselves into our lungs. Yeah. And they remain there, and they kind of cause problems, and therefore there is a great risk of cancer being developed at later stages. So if we don't realize, in fact, we are paying for buying poison, and for we feel that we are enjoying poison, but this is the awareness that needs to be created. And then only the Supreme Court order and the sentiment of the Supreme Court, because Supreme Court was hearing all the parties. Supreme Court was considering all the material which was given to the Supreme Court. And judges are also human beings. They also realize that we breathe the same air, all of us, collectively. It's across religion, across caste, across community. So I feel that we all citizens should realize we should not buy crackers, and if we feel that someone else is buying, we should counsel them. And there is one more thing.
Yes,
I think the Delhi government should realize that the Supreme Court order deals with the duty of an SHO, But here they should have guidelines in place so that even the citizen who is violating the Supreme Court order is penalized.
All right, Mr. A.L. Banerjee, here's my question to you. The citizen who's violating the Supreme Court order. So this is basically, obviously we know what will happen to someone who's selling or someone who brings crackers into NCR, Delhi-NCR. But what happens when a young person or a child walks out of their house and lights a firecracker? Will they be taken into custody? What punishment under the Explosives Act? What sort of punishment can be dealt out? How are we going to implement this?
It is a nightmare if you ask me. However, let me digress a bit. The Supreme Court order is not a joke. The police and the administration and whatever arms of the government there are will be out to try to implement it. Let us put it this way. Let us take two other examples. Mexico in 1992 was declared the worst place to live. But I've just read the interview of their ambassador to India. She said that it took them 25 years to bring it back to life. How did they do it? They had three major steps: take out the industries, put in converters into the cars, And thirdly, ensure that every vehicle has one day off, and also ensure better connectivity through metros and buses. So this is one thing they did. If you remember, during the Beijing Olympics, about 3 months prior to it, the air quality of Beijing was so bad that the government had to shut down industries within about 200 kilometers of Beijing, so to ensure that the athletes could participate freely in Beijing. Now, similarly, we have this problem in New Delhi. This particular court order is nothing, has to be implemented. You see, it is not the SHO who can get just hold of a small child and say that he is guilty of having not adhered to the orders of the Supreme Court. However, this is something which has to go deep down into the people, that this is not okay. We have to be able to ensure that the air quality becomes breathable, livable. The police, the administration will be out to enforce if you do not let crackers be sold. That is the basic premise. The number of crackers exploded will be far less. So that is one beginning. You have to make a beginning somewhere. The Supreme Court has made an order, good or bad. It is going to review it. However, let us try and implement it. That is the premise as far as this is concerned.
Okay, Major Samra calls in from Ludhiana. Major Samra, go ahead.
My problem is, what kind of a nation we have become, what kind of executive we have, that everything has to be told to us by Supreme Court. Why everywhere, whether we have to go to Mandir, someone has to go enter a Mandir, everything Supreme Court has to tell why our executive is failing us. Our children are suffering, the city can't breathe, and suddenly we bring the crackers into it. It is nothing, there is nothing religious about crackers. When Ramji came back, it was basically the Deepmala. Let's have Deepmala. Why are we getting into this, something which is going to blow our own lungs? I think we are a society which has to learn to live with the nature. We are ruining our own nature, and suddenly the celebration becomes more important than life.
Yes. Very well said, Major Samra. Gagan on the phone line from New Delhi. Go ahead, Gagan.
Hi, I was listening to Major Samra as well, and my point is we are already at 400 plus in the levels of pollution. I mean, this is an emergency already. Where are we going from there? I mean, crackers or no crackers, we have to come down heavily on everything possible to ensure we go back to the normal living levels. We are humans at the end of the day. I mean, let's treat ourselves as human if we have to be one, right?
Gagan, I have a couple of questions for you. You live in the city of Delhi at this point. Are the roads still dug up? Do you still have instances of leaves and garbage being set on fire? Are there basic things that should have been handled by now? Gagan, go ahead.
Nothing is being handled. There is a pain area. Everybody recognizes there are problems. If government is serious about it, they can come about solutions and citizens would cooperate. I would not find a single person who would not cooperate because everybody is suffering out of this. There is technology available. I come from a technology field. I mean, you just put out a way of people reporting issues, and people will come up and report issues.
Yes.
I have a street down the line, down from my home, which has construction material lying out in the open. I mean, we don't follow that route, and it's all mess.
Yes, it's all a mess. Fair enough. Padmaja Rao on yes, Gagan. Padmaja Rao on the phone line from Delhi. Ms. Rao, go ahead, please.
Thank you, Faye, for allowing me to speak. I just now heard one of the panelists saying that it is too late. Let me tell all the citizens of Delhi and the country, it is never too late. Let every school, every institution, every corporate, and every RWA take charge, take an oath. We will make sure that we do not burn crackers. And the government of Delhi and the central government should thank the citizens well in advance that you have heard us and you are the solution for this problem which we have. And I think it is possible. So please tell your panelists not to say that it is too late. It is never too late. And I think we can make it. I can guarantee you will be the
May I answer that? May I
answer
that question?
Yes, Kavita Ashok, go ahead.
May Yeah, I want to answer this question in a way that it was not meant to be offensive. What basically we're trying to say here is that the government, teamed up with citizens and NGOs and environmentalists and nature lovers, like we do rallies and awareness programs, this should be regular, running throughout the year, not a last minute resort. That is what we mean. Of course, now when we take social responsibility, I'm sure people of Delhi will make it happen, but for that we have to wait and watch.
All right, we also have a couple of callers coming in from the rest of the country. I understand Kumar is on the phone right from Tiruchirappalli. Kumar, go ahead.
Yeah, good evening. How are you?
I'm
I am just watching your program. The problem of these crackers, we are having the old age technology, no innovation has come and there's so much of chemical use. So first thing is that we should have this industry to be regulated. And this gentleman who is sitting the Cracker Association, they are making 300% profit of that. All these crackers are being made in Tamil Nadu, Shivakashi, poor people they make. So if Delhi is one of the biggest market, how many people's job and the livelihood will be suffered. So you have to regulate the industry. The problem is with the industry.
Yes, absolutely. Very well said. I just want to introduce a new angle that's just come in. The environment body urges citizens of Delhi to use public transport starting tomorrow. Now, this is the Delhi Press Trust of India that sent out this notice. Now, urging could very easily become banning. And at this point, if we are still uncomfortable with the idea of giving up firecrackers, you might soon reach a point where you'll have to give up your private cars. And let's be very clear about the fact, very clear about the fact that this has happened because of inaction of the various governments and stakeholders in the state of Delhi. There are various things that could have been done. Those industries should have been shut down and moved out of Delhi, but we won't do it until the Supreme Court tells us to do so. Construction should have been stopped. We should have made rules about burning of garbage. None of those things were done, and it has now reached a point where the Delhi citizens are getting advisories saying don't take your cars out starting tomorrow. This is a horrendous situation and a horrendous state of affairs. Sujay Kantawala, we had Charu Pragya some time ago say that in personal capacity, this is what we are saying. But it is time that all political parties took a clear stand. And those who say things about Supreme Court orders, saying that it's not in the interest of Hindus or it's not in the interest of one particular group of people, should be held accountable by the Supreme Court. Sujay Kantawala.
Absolutely. That was a very pathetic kind of statement which he made. And I don't agree with my friend from the BJP on the debate that it was made in his personal capacity, because he made it in public domain. And he is a public figure. And therefore he is accountable. And we can definitely ask questions to him. Why did he make that statement? What was the basis for making that statement? Just to impress a few hundred people over there. But that is completely callous and childish on his part. Being a person in public domain and with some responsibility, he spoke so low, and therefore he should be condemned. And therefore I feel that Supreme Court can initiate suo motu contempt proceedings against him, apart from the disciplinary proceedings which the party should initiate against him. Because this is impermissible. You cannot say such things about the Supreme Court. Supreme Court is definitely doing justice, and Supreme Court is doing it for all of us. We approached the Supreme Court as citizens, and therefore Supreme Court delivered a judgment. How can he say like this, that Supreme Court order should be violated by everyone? That is completely impermissible, and I condemn that kind of statement.
Absolutely. Mr. Banerjee, go ahead, please. In fact, let me just play that statement out, and I'll tell you why it's dangerous, because people like this then sow seeds of hate and sow seeds of mistrust when it comes to the judiciary. Can we play out that part, please?
उत्सव मनाने में यदि पाबंदी आ जाएगी तो 8 से 10, मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि भाई मैं तो जब मेरा पूजा खत्म होगी तब उत्सव हमारा व्यक्तिगत विषय है, हमारी अपनी स्वतंत्रता है, और हमारी अपनी स्वतंत्रता पर यदि हर जगह ही ऐसी बाधा डाली जाएगी तो वो नागवार लगता है। तो मैंने जनता की भावनाओं को अभिव्यक्ति दी है, और दूसरा है कि मैं स्वयं तो मेरी जब पूजा खत्म होगी चौगड़े के अनुसार तभी पटाखे फोड़ूंगा। ये अवमानना का विषय नहीं है, क्योंकि ये मेरा अपना विषय है।
Mr. Banerjee, is this BJP leader in contempt of court?
Faye, this man has made... Yes, I agree with Mr. Kantawala that he is definitely, openly, brazenly saying what he shouldn't say. And because he said what he said, even if the Supreme Court does not take cognizance, the Delhi police or wherever he lives, if it is within Delhi and NCR, should reach his house on the day of Diwali before the puja starts and ensure that after Diwali he doesn't do what he threatens to do. This is terrible, absolutely. I've yet to come across something so hilarious, so obnoxious. He should be, as Mr. Kantawala says, I'm in complete agreement with him. However, saying this, I believe he was basically talking to his constituency.
But that doesn't matter. I mean, let me also point out that for the rest of the country, the ban is...
Can I just interrupt?
Yes,
Can I just interrupt
Sujay first, please. Sujay, go ahead.
Yes.
Sujay first.
No, this is, to add to my friend on the debate, this is the sad part, that if he is going to talk to his constituency, and his constituency also is all citizens like us, when are we going to grow up and realize that we are spewing poison into the atmosphere, and therefore crackers are not part of the religion. In fact, that kind of money can be utilized in so many other good purposes, to distribute sweets, to go to an orphanage, old age home. I mean, if that money can be utilized and diversified for good causes, that would bring more joy and happiness rather than burning the money by crackers.
Let me also point out, Charu Pragya, let me also point out that we are spewing poison in the environment, and also when politicians make statements like this, they are spewing a different kind of poison. Charu Pragya, what action has been taken against this individual? You said that he made this statement in his personal capacity. Has there been any sort of action that has been taken against him by the party?
I was not even aware of this statement till I reached here, but I just want to add to one thing to what the Supreme Court has said. First of all, the Supreme Court is not saying do not celebrate Diwali, so there is no reason to fly off the handle and say anything at all. The only thing the Supreme Court is saying is that you celebrate in a manner which is responsible, which harms no one and nothing else. So we are allowed to light up diyas, we are allowed to light up our homes, we distribute sweets, wear new clothes, be kind to people, as suggested by my fellow panelist over here. You visit old age homes and orphanages. You celebrate any which way you please, except by adding to the pollution levels.
No, 1 second. Charu, are you continuing? Are you still making arguments in your personal capacity, or are you speaking on behalf of the BJP?
I am speaking on both our behalfs.
If I want to make a point, please.
So here is an individual who made a statement. Yes, 1 second.
Can I come in, please?
Who made a statement in front of what looked like 20 cameras and mics in his personal capacity without the permission of the larger party, and no action has been taken against him. Is that correct, Charu?
Faye, I'm not aware of when the statement was made.
It was made today. All right. Go ahead. Richa Pandey, go ahead.
Yeah. Can I come? Yeah. So there seems to be a habitual countering of Supreme Court orders. There seems to be a habitual flouting of Supreme Court orders. And it is, I would like to quote that when the Sabrimala issue came, Amit Shah ji went and he flouted and he went public and he was basically trying to create an atmosphere that no one should hear what Supreme Court is saying. Manoj Tiwari ji of Delhi, BJP, he went against the Supreme Court order and went and broke the seal. Today here one Mr. XYZ has woken up and he's saying, no, it's our festival, we will celebrate. I can bet on it that just like last year, many more will come like this, and they will all be doing this in their personal capacity, holding senior positions in BJP and in government maybe, and creating an environment while the channels like yours and the schools and the other organizations are creating a campaign, a positive campaign.
1 second, Richa Pandey,
against firecrackers, against pollution. These people are creating another thing.
Richa Pandey, we've been told by various citizens, and I'll ask Kavita Ashok this question. Kavita Ashok, obviously we have to be very careful about making sure we follow this order, but let's also consider the fact that there were other things that could have been done in the city of Delhi all year round to prevent things from getting so bad right now. Like, for example, actually managing construction, making
Absolutely.
sure that roads that are being dug up are not left open so that the dust doesn't rise in the air, making sure that last mile connectivity and additional number of buses are added to the road so people don't use private vehicles. Do you believe, Kavita Ashok, as a citizen, that these things have been done?
Not at all. I think there has been a totally, I would say, a frivolous attitude to this, paying attention to public amenities, which is a fundamental right for everybody who's living in the city. We need proper transportation, proper roads, electricity, clean air. Now tell me, what is the citizen of Delhi getting? So when the election comes next time, I want all the Delhiites to stand up and say, listen, if you can't provide us even proper air to breathe, our children are not going to carry oxygen cylinders to school from this year onwards. So, I think we need awareness on our own part. We need to be more aware. Okay, this Diwali. Yeah.
No, let it finish,
please. This Diwali, I am.
Make a point,
this
please.
Diwali, I would really urge,
request
all the citizens to step in forward, because you are the only ones. No, we are talking because Delhi is the city which is choking, my dear. We are not talking of Bangalore and Calcutta right now. We are talking of Delhi because Delhiites are choking.
This is the North India issue.
We cannot breathe.
This pollution. No, ma'am.
You go to Agra. You are representing Aam Aadmi Party and Delhi.
You go to Punjab.
I am not bothered about Pakistan here when my own children cannot breathe in Delhi.
This is a national.
When my own children cannot breathe. My older children cannot breathe.
Can I just remind you of the promises made last year?
Of Delhi.
No, 1 second. Ladies, you have to stop. I have run out of time on this conversation. Forgive me.
And trying to
One second. Richa Pandey, it might be very easy for the Aam Aadmi Party to turn around and say this is not a Delhi issue, but it is a Delhi issue. It is very much a Delhi issue. Let's run visuals of what happened, the visuals of how the air quality looked in Delhi today. This is a Delhi issue. It is also a Punjab and a Haryana issue. It is also an issue of the central government, but it is primarily a Delhi issue. There are several things that could have been done in Delhi up till now to have stopped this problem. First of all, the landfills, the burning of garbage, construction, adding the buses onto the road that need to be on the road, making sure you have last mile connectivity from the metro station to people's homes so that people can actually use the metro. Putting CCTVs to make sure that those women who use the metro instead of their private cars are actually safe. Those things have not been done. On the central government side, making sure that Punjab, Haryana and Delhi, all run by different political parties, the BJP, the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party, sit across the table and find solutions for crop burning, which has not been done. Crop burning this year is as bad as it was last year, if not worse. And Diwali isn't even here yet. We forced the hand of the Supreme Court to make decisions like banning crackers all around, and then we blame the Supreme Court for not giving us enough time and not making rules that we can actually be implemented. It is up to the governments now to implement these rules because there is no other choice. We are making our children in Delhi sick, not just for the next 1 month, but for the rest of their lives. What part of this do you not understand? We're going to track this very, very closely. And we are going to make sure we have visual evidence of anyone who breaks the rules from a political party come Diwali. We will submit that evidence then. Thanks for watching.